roasted vegetables. So when it is winter especially, but I love roasting vegetables any time of year. But obviously winter you think hearty things. People have asked me to do like a recipe book or something, and the truth is that I don't want to give you recipes as much as I want to give you techniques, and I want to give you inspiration to try things that you wouldn't normally, and the confidence to approach cooking, like cook with courage and with boldness. So I will continue to try and give you recipes, but the truth is there are a lot of recipes out there. What I think serves people better is technique. So I want you to go and get whatever vegetable you want. And this is usually firm vegetables, so go for any kind of root vegetables. Obviously potatoes are an easy one, but start branching out from potatoes. Go for rutabagas, turnips. Today we've got sunchokes. I've only seen these in stores twice, but we're gonna go for them, and I'm gonna encourage you to as well. Carrots, obviously, and then go for your cauliflower, your broccoli, whatever. It's gonna be the same technique that applies to those. The most important thing is understanding how hard the vegetable is to know to cut for the right size. You want everything to cook about the same. So if it's a harder vegetable like a carrot or a beet, you want to cut it a little bit smaller, whereas potatoes are a little bit softer, or like broccoli, or certainly if you do zucchini, zucchini is very soft. And zucchini lets out a lot of water. So kind of plan that out for the size. But today, and you guys are probably always saying like, Jessie, why do you do these weird things? Because I want to encourage you to try different things because they might be delicious. And you have this fantastic thing called Google, where you can find something in the store and go, sunchoke, huh? Google, what do I do with sunchokes? Or Siri, what do I do with sunchokes? Or you can just figure it out. You can have these whole. So here's a sunchoke. It's this beautiful little guy, and it tastes a little bit like an artichoke. I mean, it's creamy, so the skin, you can eat the skin. The skin is gonna be a little bit tougher than a potato, but then when you roast it, the inside is a little bit creamier than a potato, like it's a little bit softer. You can, if you want to take the time to peel this, you can puree it. You can basically use these a lot like you'd use a potato. You can roast them whole too, but I'm gonna cut them because they're a little bit big. So I'm gonna cut these. I've taken my Norwex vegetable cloth and just kind of scrub the outsides. Okay, and when I buy them, I try to go for ones that are about the same size, and I'm a little bit anal. They can be really bumpy, but I want to clean them, so I get the ones that are a little bit smoother. But yeah, if you ever see sunchokes, try them. They're delicious. And I don't even know all the nutritional content of sunchokes, but I'm sure they're great for you. Okay, then the second thing is I actually found this is a Romesco. Obviously it's in kind of the broccoli cauliflower family. It's its own thing. And I'm going to zoom in and see if you can see this. Okay, so this is the center of a Romesco. And one really neat bonus, this is just another bonus for you, is if you've heard of it's called the God principle or the God fingerprint, which is the mathematical phi, which is the universal, it's a spiral pattern, a mathematical pattern that exists in nature that they say is a God fingerprint. You can see it in the curl of a sunflower, the middle of a sunflower, or a pine cone. You can also see it really well in a Romesco. It spirals out beautifully from that, and you can see that. It's gorgeous. While I'm talking, I'm going to try and just trim up any little bad spots. So, one thing I've also found is that kids, they like interesting things, you know? And so you show them this and go, whoa, isn't that cool? And you guys look at it and look at the patterns, and then when you eat it, say, hey, can we still eat this? Like kids don't like just bland food, you know, they like interesting things. And so cash in on that and try and get them to experiment and get some science in there while you're cooking. So yes, interesting foods. Plus I still have that theory that they have not messed with, nobody mass produces Romesco. So that's my theory as well. I'm not sure if that pans out. Trim off the leaves as well. And then I'm gonna cut this like I do a cauliflower, where I'm gonna come from the bottom because it's easier to see the stems. Obviously you could do the same kinds of things with this that you do with the cauliflower. But since I have these beautiful conical shapes, why not make the most of it? So I'm just going to go around the bottom and just cut these off from the bottom. You could totally blanch and shock these so that you've got these, you know, beautiful, delicate little, and then serve them with olive oil, salt and olive oil. do that. But anyway, those are good to go. And I want to make sure that these are going to be about the same size as my sunchokes. So what I might have to do is cut the sunchokes down smaller, or make sure that I'm cutting these a little bit larger. So I'm going to get to work and cut these for a bit. I've got my veg cut out. And like I said, the whole idea is experiment with vegetables. Try whatever you want. Let your kids pick them in the store. Say, hey, what looks good to you guys, and try it. And my challenge to you is to try a new vegetable. Try something new. And of course, roasting is a great technique. Now, we all need raw vegetables. We need the enzymes that are in there. We need the nutrients that are in there, because yes, the heat does something. But for variety, so I've got them all cut up about the same size, and I did end up cutting some of the sunchokes in half. Now, for roasting, if I was just going to roast these, I would use a silicone mat, because I like the idea of being reusable and not wasteful. But if roasting potatoes, or for the sunchokes, I have a particular way of doing it. It gets them nice and crispy, and so I like aluminum foil for that. Okay, this is going to be the same technique for roasted vegetables. It's really easy. Get your oven on to 350, although I'm home during the day and I'm going to do this later, so I'm just prepping in advance. And you cover with olive oil, good olive oil, salt, good hefty sprinkling of salt. Like, you know, go over it. That's right, make sure they're all covered. And black pepper. And then obviously you could add any fresh herbs that you want, like throw a couple sprigs of thyme in here. You could chop up some rosemary and add that. You could add any flavors. I'm not going to put any essential oils on this, because they'll just bake off in the oven. They'll just evaporate. However, when you pull your vegetables out, you could toss them with a little bit more olive oil and whatever oils, essential oils you want. Again, rosemary is a great one, or thyme, or kind of the heartier herbs, so to go with the heartier vegetables. You could use black pepper. So what I would do is I would pull my hot vegetables out and toss them with whatever. You could use any kind of fresh herbs or essential oils there. All right, so I'm just gonna let this sit, because I still have a little bit of time to get my kids. And I just wanna say, I fully acknowledge the blessing of being home by myself during the day and being able to prep this food in advance. Like, I don't take that for granted. I know that that is a blessing, and that's a lot of the reason that we get to cook the way we do. Like, I make a lot of our own foods, and I make kombucha, and I'm trying to make coleslaw and stuff. But there are definitely ways to do it, and that's one of the reasons I'm trying to teach you techniques. Is there are ways to do it to modify for your lifestyle and your budget. So for budget, getting whole things and cutting them down yourself is easier on the budget. However, convenience is getting them pre-packaged. So if you need to get a bag of organic broccoli and a little bag of organic potatoes, like the little whole potatoes, and you just throw them on the sheet pan and toss them and good to go, like, that works. Like, that's great. Do try and get organic when you can, especially the potatoes, because they're on the dirty dozen list. They absorb pesticides really well. But like, find what works for you, and it's going to be the same technique. And then when you pull them out, then you can add any other flavors that you want. So again, it was just olive oil, salt, pepper, throw them in a 350-degree oven till they're done. Like, honestly, it depends on the size of the vegetable and the vegetable you do. What I look for is a little bit of char, and I don't want them to be too charred, and I don't want them to be mush either. So I'll send you, or I'll take a picture when I'm done, but I look for them done. And then you can also always do like the fork test, or try one, like take one out and kind of press on it. Oh, my little technique. So I'm gonna toss all these in the oil. Oh, might need a little bit more oil. Here we go. And then where the aluminum foil comes in is for any kind of potatoes or something, lay the flat side down on the foil, and it's gonna get super crispy. It might have a little bit of trouble peeling off, but it's gonna make like this nice crusty ring. So I just kind of flip all these over really quickly, and it's delicious. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside, roast them later with the rest of my dinner. I hope that was helpful. Please write in the comments and tell me what new vegetable you have tried and how you stepped out of your comfort zone. Any other ideas, any other questions? I am always open. So I'm gonna go wash my hands. Thank you so much.